Hey there, Acaville. We are here with another episode of Talkappella. I am one half of your host, Elicia Edwards, and joining me is my good friend Brian, though he looks a little bit strange today. Brian, how you doing?
I'm doing good, but I don't know if I like the strange comment, Why can't I try out new styles here,
I mean, what's up with the sunglasses? I wear my
I want to say,
sunglasses at night.
you know what, that you got a good point there. I wish
I
I could say I'm
mean,
trying out a new fashion trend or trying to bring back the green sunglasses. But unfortunately, I just had a doctor's appointment today, so I got to protect the eyes a little bit. So
mm,
sometimes you got to
and
do what you got to do.
and what was other than protecting your eyes? What was the result of said appointment?
I can see a lot better. New contacts are on the way,
Oh,
so I have my
good.
sight
That's real
back.
good. That's real good.
Yes. Yeah,
Way to
so it,
go, way
it
to go.
pays to see well at times.
I mean,
So,
I wish I could tell you that I can relate.
oh wait, are you one of the people that have 20/20 vision?
I was blessed with great
Oh,
vision.
get out of
Now
here.
okay,
Boo.
okay, I will say
Boo.
I do wear blue light glasses on occasion, and I have a teeny
hmm
tiny baby prescription that just makes distance look a little bit more crisp, but
hmm
I can read it without the glasses. So
See, now you're just showing
yeah.
off. We all wish we could see and have like eyes like a hawk, but
We all wish we could see like me.
okay, that's why you're you. That's why you're you.
That is why I'm that is I was gonna say that's why I'm you.
No, that's why
That's
you're
why
me.
that's why I'm me.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alicia, what do we got going on today?
So we are doing a segment today called Freshly Brewed for today's episode, and we hope you really enjoy it. Just kind of talking about some things that we've noticed in the acapella world recently. So, I mean, I can go first if you'd like.
I love to hear what you got ready for us.
So, I'm sure you know about the Harmony Sweepstakes Acapella Festival.
I may have heard of
It
it once or twice.
is,
Yeah.
I mean, it's been referred to as the Super Bowl of acapella.
It's pretty big.
Not
It's pretty.
not to put a damper on varsity vocals or anything like that, but
Don't
this
let Amanda hear
this
you. Amanda
this
Newman.
this a cappella festival. So it's
hmm
not necessarily like ICCA competition. It's not like specific to colleges. This is a whole a cappella festival. And it's the longest running one as far as I know, the longest running a cappella festival. It's been around since 1984 and the
Mm,
2024 competition has started.
nice. Man, I
Yeah.
remember actually in the when I was like just getting into acapella, I do remember hearing about Harmony Sweepstakes, and I think that was something I heard about long before I ever discovered ICCA. So,
Yeah. So, I mean, it's been around for a long, long time.
mhm,
They've, like I've said, they've started their 2024 competition and they have different regions, Mid-Atlantic. I think San Francisco is just its own area, go figure. Same thing with New York, Los Angeles, Boston, and then they have the Pacific Northwest. And so the winners of each of those regions, they get to go on to finals. I believe I'm I believe I'm understanding that correctly. Um, it let's see. I mean, it's been around for 30 years.
wow.
Yeah, it apparently, according to their website, it was the inspiration for the sing-off.
What? Are you
So
kidding
it
me?
was like the sing-off before the sing-off.
Wow, that's some trivia right there. That's some Aka
Yeah, so
trivia.
kind of cool. Yeah.
hmm
They've had vocal jazz, they've had doo-wop, barbershop, pop, all sorts of styles of a cappella, and it's pretty cool. Like it I mean, I actually know the group that just won the Pacific Northwest Regional. So that's kind
Uh,
of what I wanted to talk about a little bit today.
ooh, okay.
Brian knows you actually know a little bit about this because I've shared it with you. So it's this group called J209,
Oh,
and
okay.
it's a Christian rock group. They do Christian music. Their whole goal is bringing people into Christ. So very religious purpose, but also very inspirational. Like even if you're not a religious person, like their music is just very uplifting. And I actually had the opportunity to sit in on their auditions last October, November, and I helped them pick the group, which was really exciting for me. And the very unique thing about this group, they are brand new, but they're doing this full time and it's a paid opportunity. They have a financial backer that's funding all of it. And I mean, I would say that's living wages is what they're making, which is great because as a musical artist, you don't typically find something like that unless you're teaching voice lessons or piano lessons or some other way to supplement your income.
Okay, so first and foremost, before you go any further, ladies and gentlemen, Elicia is downplaying her role with this group here. I mean, if I remember correctly, didn't you kind
No,
of help consult and like kind of bring some ideas to the table for this group, and not only just sit in? You make it sound like you just visited the rehearsal one day. Am
no,
I
I
am I
haven't.
mistaken?
I haven't visited any of their rehearsals actually. Well, okay,
No, but
that's not exactly true.
see, look
So
at that. There
I,
we go. We
okay,
caught you.
so I helped them with their auditions.
Okay.
And I mean, it was multiple auditions across several weeks. And I actually helped them find their bass.
Uh-huh.
I actually reached out to him and I was like, "Hey, I don't know if this is something you'd be interested in," because he was singing with another a cappella group at the time, who was actually a former guest of our show, Vocalocity.
Mm.
And I hope none of them are listening because this would be a surprise that I sort of stole their bass. And if they are, I'm sorry.
It's all right. They'll forgive you.
Yeah, but Ethan Holiday, he's fantastic. And so
Mhm.
I actually reached out to him and I was like, "Hey, I don't know if this is something you'd be interested in." And he's like, "Well, I was working on applying to grad school, but he was like, grad school's not going anywhere and this opportunity probably is." So he came and auditioned for the group and it was a pretty easy decision to bring him in as the bass.
Mhm.
And they've already, so they started this gig full time in, I'm going to call it a gig, for lack of better terms that are coming to my brain at the moment. So they started doing this in January. I want to say it was like
Okay.
January 8th. They've already dropped 4 singles.
Gosh, man, that's impressive for a
They
group that's young. Oh.
and they are young. They are very young.
Mhm.
They've got a great musical director. His name is David Allen, and I'm like, we need to get him on the show as a guest at some point. The next time we have a
Hey,
guest,
we
but
always are welcoming of
he's
guests.
phenomenal arranger, very talented
Hmm.
tenor singer. But he is the musical director for the group, and like their business manager has a huge background in choral music and like music theory, and they actually have like their own office space that's being leased right now where they do all of their recordings. I think I already mentioned they've dropped 2 music videos and they've all been very well done. I
Yes.
believe their first music video, the audio mix was done by Ed Boyer.
Wow.
So like it's not just they're trying to get this up off the ground. They're bringing in the big guns.
They are professional as heck,
Yeah.
is what I'm gonna say.
They're bringing in the big guns.
You
And
know,
not
most
only
groups, when they're starting out, they're just like recording on phones. They're trying to rehearse in their grandmama's basement or something.
or one of the members like living rooms or something. Does that
Exactly. They
I
got all
mean
this.
I feel like that kind of rings a bell for both of us. So
Oh yeah, it takes me back to
yeah,
some
you
times.
know,
Yeah.
yeah, some of our rehearsal days back in the
Hmm.
day. Anyway, but they not only won first place in in the regional competition for Pacific Northwest, but they
Hmm.
also were the audience favorite,
My goodness.
which says a
Wow.
lot to me as a group that's doing music that's maybe not so mainstream.
Hmm.
And I think that the talent in that group is phenomenal. And when I was helping them with auditions, and I guess this goes out to any group that's holding auditions or looking to start something, there was no settling
Mm.
when picking the members. It was, oh, is this person good enough? Like, and there were some conversations that happened where we were like, oh, well, I mean, if you can't find anybody else, maybe this person would be a like a good backup. But
Hmm.
the the group when they came together, it was completely solid. And I actually helped them with, so this is a little, I guess, me downplaying, you know. I helped them plan
Told
their
you.
first
Hmm.
retreat. It was actually
Hmm.
at I secured the venue for it. It was a very large Airbnb. And I got to go there with them. I did some like business training-esque stuff with them. Got to help. I mean, I was there as the group, like learn to get to know each other, and it was really great to see them like individuals maybe come out of their shell a little bit and see different sides of them that I hadn't expected to see following their audition.
Yeah, so I want to make 2 points real quickly. So first, you mentioned something about not settling, and I think that's a testament to setting standards for groups. You know, if
Absolutely.
you got a certain standard, you got a certain level you want to be at, you don't settle for anything less. You're like, nope, we will not accept anything but the best bass, the best
Mm-hmm.
female vocalist, the best beatboxer. Know your worth and stick to your guns.
Yep.
So I can respect that. And then the second point is to that Christian rock point in acapella. I don't know what it is, but I love the fact that contemporary acapella is so welcoming to like religious groups and groups that
Hmm.
want to perform like sacred types of music.
Oh,
I mean, I can think
absolutely.
of a number of college groups and even some professional groups, not semi-pro, like professional a
Hmm.
cappella groups that got their start from performing like religious music, and they're still doing this to this day. And the community has just welcomed them and loved them, and it shows that there's a lane for everyone
Well,
in a
it
cappella.
just goes to show that the acapella community is like no other.
Hmm. I couldn't agree more. I'm like, you can, try something unique, try something different, and the community will just be like, yes, more.
To our viewers and our listeners, if you want to check out J209, and I highly recommend that you do, they're really phenomenal and just great people, click the link below. Brian, what you got for me?
All right, Alicia. So I'm excited for this one. So check this one out.
Okay.
I found this news article about a college group that are doing big things, and they've done big things more recently. It goes, the Vital Signs a cappella concert raises over $10,000 for Make-A-Wish.
I saw
So,
this.
did you see that?
Yeah.
So this there's
I came
Mhm.
across it. And yeah, but I don't know
Did
much
you?
about
Okay.
it.
I stole your thunder then. You were planning
No,
on
no,
doing
it's
this
okay.
one.
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
I wasn't planning on doing it.
No? Okay.
No,
Well,
I
there's a
wasn't.
group. There's a group called Vital Signs Acapella out of Elon University. I watched tons of the videos. They've had quite a number of videos go viral, but now they're going viral for a whole nother different reason. And it's because they raised all this money for a benefit concert that they've been holding. So the Vital Signs have hosted 11 annual Make-A-Wish benefit concerts at the university. And this year, they actually raised $10,000 for local kids.
Was that in one
Uh,
concert or in multiple concerts?
this was one concert. This was one concert.
Wow.
And this year, and I think it's kind of a recurrent thing where they actually have other groups perform with them. This particular lineup this year included the Vital Signs, Ripcord, Twisted Measure, Smooth Progressions, Sweet Signatures, Shirley Tempos, Melanated Melodies, love that group name. Ladies, Ladies in Red, Grains of Time. And man, like it all started because many years ago, I guess 11 years ago, one of the group's members, his name was Nick Cook. He's an alum of Vital Signs. His sister actually was diagnosed with leukemia, and she's a
Oh,
survivor, and she was granted a wish by the Make-A-Wish Foundation, which started this whole idea of let's do a benefit concert. And so this year, like I said, it's the 11th time doing it, and they actually honored the honoree for this year was a young lady named Hannah Cloetz. I think that's how you pronounce it. She was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia when she was 6 years old, and her wish was to see Hamilton on Broadway. So the group, they brought everybody
oh.
together on campus, raised $10,000. She got to see
I mean,
Hamilton on
I
Broadway.
was gonna say
Man,
that $10,000 is gonna cover that and then some, maybe.
I know it's incredible, and this just like goes to show. I'm like this whole idea of doing like benefit concerts, doing joint concerts. I know back when I was in college, we did this thing with a group out in A&M. It was called Acapalooza, and I know lots of
Oh
groups do a
yeah,
version of
yeah.
Acapalooza, and it was just for the sake of performing and entertainment.
Hmm.
I love that groups are like doing things like this, like benefit concerts, and they're raising
Oh
money,
yeah.
and they're raising lots of money at that.
Now, now this isn't the first group that I've heard of doing a cappella group that I've heard of doing benefit concerts. So I mentioned
Okay.
Vocalocity earlier and how
Hmm.
I kind of stole their base.
Yeah, you don't know
Um,
toot your horn. Uh-huh.
yeah, yeah, but they that is a regular thing for them. They do benefit concerts for members of their community who have experienced some sort of tragedy.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. I
Now
love that.
I don't know what their results have been as far as like
Hmm.
$10,000 goes.
Yeah.
I don't think they've been doing it for 11 years, but still like I mean I
Hey.
already said it. I'm gonna say it again. The acapella community is like no other.
Yeah, and I don't think that, and this is wonderful. Don't get me wrong. The $10,000, that's spectacular. I mean, just the idea of serving, giving back, doing any kind of philanthropy, whether you raise one
Hmm.
dollar or 100, whether you have it's your first year or your second or third or 15th, and whether you have 10 people or like this concert had over 300 people. Just get out there and do
Wow.
something, give back. I
Yeah,
love the idea of using your talents to give back, and that's what the Vital Signs did for these local kids here.
I think that's
So
awesome. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you're doing something wrong if you're not able to do something like this.
no.
Like I'm sure they had some sort of establishment before they started doing any sort of benefit concert. Or if
Mhm.
they hadn't, there's that catalyst event. the guy's sister being diagnosed with lymphoma,
Lymphoblastic, uh,
leukemia.
acute lymphoblastic leukemia. There we
I was gonna
go.
say one of the cancers.
Yes.
Like, and sometimes that might be what you need.
Hmm.
Sometimes out of tragedy, these huge blessings come about. And I mean, like you said, Brian, $10,000, that's a big deal.
It is. It is.
That's a huge deal.
And like, you really just have to find something that speaks to your heart, something that you're passionate about.
Hmm.
So yeah, this was a benefit concert for them. I mean, you can go and do other kinds of acts of service. You can do a special concert, just about things that you love or whatever. Just find something that makes sense for your group at the end of the
Oh,
day, and just
absolutely.
make it meaningful.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Hmm. And so, yeah, I love this. Man, shout out to the Vital Signs and all the other groups at Elon. What a spectacular, wonderful thing to do. Rooting for you. And yeah, we'll be sure to also share the link to this article
Yeah.
down
I
below.
would I would love to see more people do things like this.
Hmm.
I would love to see more groups get together and create something beautiful like this. Like you think of groups collaborating and I mean the first thought that comes to mind is that they do a music video together or they do
Hmm.
a joint performance that's like just a concert together.
Hmm.
But adding this sense of purpose behind that, I think that's spectacular to me.
Yeah, I think that, hey, if we can get hundreds of groups each year to join together to compete and duke it out on stage vocally, I think we can get a couple of groups together just to
Oh,
do
a
something even
hundred
smaller.
percent, a hundred
Hmm.
percent, easily.
Yeah. So I love this. And like I said, shout out to Vital Signs once again. So that's going to wrap up our episode of Freshly Brewed. We want to thank you guys for tuning in. And as always, be sure to like and subscribe. Give a follow to Acaville TV. We love those guys. That's the only reason why we're here and able to stream and talk to you guys. For everything else, stay tuned.